season.
Do the little claps. Get everybody.
I have the top hat on. I don't have my
Clap on.
hat on.
Pretty ass hair out. Hold up.
Let's clap because TJ is not gonna edit anything out. So this is all gonna be in.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're on
pods,
track.
all
now.
good pods start with the awkward.
When's the Polly Shore episode dropping?
That's how you know you're watching a quality pod.
I just want to make fun of TJ with the entire episode. I don't even want to talk about the shitty movie.
That's every episode, I thought. What's that?
All right, start it.
All right, well, I feel okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Flyover State of Film. My name is Brian. I'm joined here by my three beautiful co-hosts, Joe, TJ, Yusef. Boys, say hi to the fans. Say hello.
Hi, Ryan.
Hey,
Steph.
Hi, Steph. Steph's the what? Hi, people.
You know what?
Named
Actually,
Ryan and maybe Steph.
Steph's been a little silent lately. Where's she been?
I don't know. Maybe she doesn't have episodes to watch.
More importantly,
that could be it too.
Hi Harrison. I hope you're getting ready for bed.
Harrison wanted to stay up and say hi to everybody. I didn't let him because we were busy watching Hannibal tonight. So he has to write. Not only do we watch Hannibal, but he has to write something for school. So his 5th grade teacher has to read what he thought about Hannibal, which I think is great. I think that's very cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of his writing assignment to just like do a little analysis and talk about what he liked and stuff. I think it's pretty cool.
I think
we like to watch a movie together anyway, so why not?
It's a fair trade. We get to watch a rated R movie, but you just got to go better, at your bedtime.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You got to do a little homework,
That's awesome.
Watch rated R movie, a little homework. Great. It happens. That's great. But anyway,
also,
guys,
what I thought about the pigs eating a human being was a commentary on the life cycle of how we usually eat pigs, but they ate us. A+ Harrison.
A+ Harrison.
Guys, speaking of Hannibal, make sure you go check out Clarice on CBS All Access. This episode is sponsored by CBS All Access.
As a fan of all the Thomas Harris adaptations thus far, very bold of them to try to bring this material back to TV with still a very strong fan base for Hannibal out there who just got it on Netflix and had a big resurgence, and they were just like, nope, we're doubling down on something else.
Especially being on All Access with the streaming
platforms. Is there a Hannibal in the series?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Supposedly, I think I read that the first 2 episodes are her getting Bill. So there's no, the whole thing doesn't go to they catch him. They get him called right away.
After,
after the
that
fact.
would make more sense. You'd want to set the show, when she's a new agent, but she's, very popular from just having solved this big case, and then Hannibal's out on the loose, so you can kind of tease him, but you don't have to actually have him in your show.
I have a question about serial killer. I know you guys are a little up more. I think one of you stands Exorcist 3.
Joe canceled this. He's an expert on serial killers. Him being one.
Yeah.
Richard Ramirez, Night Stalker was fucking incredible, by the way. If anyone hasn't watched it, the 4 episodes.
No, I have not watched that one.
Dude, that's so good. Give it a shot.
I'll check it out.
Wait, don't one of you stand Exorcist 3?
Me.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like Exorcist 3.
We all do. I think we all do.
Is that Brad Dourif is the Gemini killer in that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Is that based off a real killer, by the way?
I think it's another one.
I guess it's a play on Zodiac.
Yeah, I would say it's an allusion to Zodiac. Doesn't isn't there a Dirty Harry movie that does the same thing? That's uses a.
I think the new Denzel Washington movie that's coming out with Jared Leto kind of plays off that shit too.
The Little Things?
Yeah, The Little Things, which actually looks pretty good, but I think it's going to HBO Max in February.
No, it comes out this Friday.
Oh, I want to watch that.
Speaking of that, they're still they're now pushing movies back again out of this year. Yeah. That happened quicker than we even expected.
Oh yeah! By the time the new James Bond movie comes out, it'll be 3 years old.
That was the one. That was the one that got me going. just release it at this point, man. Like, I
want they're gonna pay
it.
like with WandaVision, and then if Disney wants to stay on their schedule for their Marvel stuff, they're gonna have to release Black Widow. They're not gonna have a choice, or their chronology's not gonna make sense.
I know
if they get through WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, I guarantee there's gonna be plot points that don't line up, or shit you need to know, or
just waiting around without like a Marvel content for so long. They're going to be like, we need to fill the void.
Yeah. Speaking of content, speaking of things that will be released in the theaters, but also direct to streaming, we got a little trailer on Sunday, guys. I don't know when you're watching this, but we got to see the first taste of Godzilla vs. Kong. And let me tell you, man, did that go from 6 to midnight on that one. Whoo, baby. I mean, I've been out and proud about my love for the new MonsterVerse. I think honestly they've been killing it. I think overall it's been getting underestimated and definitely underseen. But if you're a fan of that sort of movie, I feel like they've been hitting it out of the park. And this one looks tight. What do you guys think?
First.
No, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, I was gonna say this is the first like actually trailer movie I feel like in like a couple years, not even joking here, or maybe a year or two that I've actually been like, oh shit, I'm excited. This looks fun. This sold me. This doesn't just feel like a good edit. Like
I'll tell you what. Actually, it's funny you say that, Joe, because I was gonna say it's not that I think it's a particularly good trailer either. I actually think it kind of sucks. I kind of hate that when they start to fight and the dumb song kicks in and stuff. I'm like, that's kind of hacky as far as I'm concerned, but it didn't matter because it looks awesome. Like, not just the like CGI, the monsters look good, but like some of the shot composition, that shot of Godzilla roaring with all the neon behind him, that looks like that guy. Somebody was just like, "Hey, remember Pacific Rim and how great that looked? Let's put a little of that in this movie."
Looks like a matte painting, like a really cool matte painting.
I think the trailer's incredible. I got shit. I remember when I first saw Kong Skull Island, I tweeted Jordan Voight Roberts. No, I didn't even tweet at him. I just tweeted about the film, and I got hit from him, who I guess was searching it. And then I got hit by all of us fucking groupies because I just thought some of the scenes were whack. But then when you watch it again, like, it's a great fucking film. I mean, the first Godzilla gets a lot of shit for having more of a human, like. They
definitely play the Jaws strategy of like hold off. Yeah. I thought some of the things they did were really clever in that movie. Actually, I kind of really thought it was funny when they are about to fight and then it cuts to the TV in the background. Like, I thought that shit was that all kind of worked for me but I can see why it frustrated people too.
That first Godzilla, that one, I think it also, like, gotta remember, it was on the heels of like people being hyped about Bryan Cranston too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Guys, like Breaking Bad,
like 20 minutes.
Yeah, and they did the Drew Barrymore.
And then all movies with Bryan Cranston in it, they don't use him like you want him to.
Hit him with it.
So,
he's right though. He made a good point.
That's a great point, Joe.
Oh, it's one of these.
But even you got
one of these days.
You got Chonky Godzilla, and then you got the King Kong movie. But then a lot of people are like kind of like, I don't know, back and forth this movie. I thought Godzilla King of Monsters was incredible.
Absolutely, 100%. It's especially if you like the 90s, the 80s, like late 80s, early 90s Godzilla movies. It's structured exactly like one of those.
It made sense. Like, I'm just doing that like calling thing where it's like the
structure of it and the way it moves. I was like, plus it looked great. The action was really fun. I think it's a shame. I mean, I think like most blockbusters, you could have made it a little shorter, but that's across the board. We always talk about tightening up a movie. You could have tightened up King of Monsters a little bit probably, but it's so good. I really love it. And I really hope that Godzilla vs. Kong is the one that like mainstream audiences finally grab onto, and
this to me is now the one, like, because we're all at home and we haven't, I'm like, I can't wait for this at home release. I'm looking forward to it to drop. Like, this is going to be event viewing Friday night or whatever the fuck it is. Like, that's those plans. Not.
Yeah, I'm really hoping I got till March now to really finish up my room upstairs and get my chairs in and like I want to be ready.
You need a popcorn machine, man.
I have legit. I was so annoyed. I have legit 5.1 surround sound. Like they're in the walls or the cubes. And for like months, I'm like, I don't think sound's coming out of one of those background speakers. And I was right. Fucking, I was playing around with it and I hit it, and then all of a sudden, like, I was like, oh, yeah, it works now.
That's
like, I got one qualm, and I tweeted this last night. The one shot in that fucking trailer where it's King Kong getting carried. Again, when we see Kong King Skull Mountain or whatever the fuck it is, it's like he's supposed to be a teen or like an adolescent.
Yeah. Younger.
We know how big Godzilla is.
They say he's going to get bigger. They make like a passing reference that he's not fully grown. Yeah.
And we've seen Godzilla in 2 films now where in the first movie he's gigantic. In the second one they kind of trim him down a little bit and give him more of like an aquatic.
He got into shape.
Yeah.
He started doing crunches.
He did.
I think he got into like hip hop abs. Like,
he's definitely looks smaller in this one. I think I know where you're going, TJ.
Look like they're maybe like 35 feet tall and like, you know what I mean, a couple times.
I think it's gonna be the thing like that thing they got Kong on is like a helicarrier, you know. I mean, it's not going to be a regular sized aircraft carrier. It's going to be like way huge, and they'll have some passing line of dialogue about this is the Monarch super carrier. We had to build it special to transport Kong because he's so fucking big.
That's all I need. That's all I need. Like, then I see Hong Kong battling out. I'm like, I wouldn't mind if Kong is a little bit smaller, but he's more agile. That's all I want.
It's like I like I love these movies. You do sometimes got to suspend your disbelief. There's that great moment in King of Monsters where Godzilla rises out of the ocean and he shoots his fire up into the sky. But then, like, if you think about it for 2 seconds, you're like, what's he standing on? How's he doing that? Like, how did he get to the top where his whole body's up out of the water? He's out in the middle of the ocean. That doesn't make any sense at all. Well, and you're just like, just enjoy the blue flames.
Yeah.
And
I saw a video on that. Like I just kind of got lost in that too. And some guys like, you ever seen a crocodile who gets out of the water completely? You get a piece of chicken off a rope because he uses his tail to balance in the water. That's what Godzilla's like. That's too much for me, man.
Guys, that's the most accurate.
You know what? It's like, I'll let it go. It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
If you can,
I'm really looking forward to King Kong just going like, yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
neck.
No. King Kong's classic move from way back is the jaw break, is like the overextension of the jaw and like snap. That's King Kong's go-to move. But we've also seen Godzilla do the atomic breath down the throat. Not a good situation. You don't want getting close on Godzilla.
Can I give you guys a theory that people are putting out?
Okay, I'm into it.
That's Mecha Godzilla. It's not actually Godzilla.
I've heard this too, because the whole thing about why is Godzilla going crazy? It's not the real Godzilla. It's gonna be, but I feel like they lean more towards Mecha King Ghidorah in the end of King of Monsters. So I'll be interested to see where they go.
And I believe like back in the day that Monster Control Monsters kind of like how they had the voice thing that verified
the Orca or whatever they called it.
Yeah, like there's like they did King Ghidorah was like calling the monsters to a thing, but that was basically because they awakened him with that like voice machine or the whole fuck. You know, fucking knows.
Anyway, the point is we're excited about
huge
Godzilla
monsters
versus
hitting
Kong,
each other.
Guys.
Yes.
It's Rampage.
Yeah. TJ, it's like the Jellicle cats.
Pacific Rim.
It's like the cats and cats. What is that size dynamic? Are they little in the world? Are they big in the world? It's just like Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Absolutely. Definitely. That's a great comparison.
You know what? I want this conversation.
I do want to see a cut of Godzilla King of Monsters where both of their buttholes are visible. Where it's like, because, you know, there's all these low angle shots of them jumping over. That's a big old monkey butthole just staring at King Kong's giant purple ass just gleaming in the light.
Oh, look, appears to be a cave up there.
It would be super tight if King Kong threw a pile of shit at Godzilla's face. Just in his hand, in his face.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Has there ever been a Godzilla?
True to their ape ancestors.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we've talked enough Godzilla versus Kong. Are we ready to get into some topics?
Yeah.
You guys want to talk some topics?
How long have we been recording for?
14 minutes.
20 minutes.
That's a good intro.
Like an hour.
Guys, we had to warm up. Even though it feels like the shortest interval between episodes, like I don't know, this 2 weeks between episodes felt short to me. But we needed to warm up. So who had a question? Yusef, you had like a question and a half, kind of, or two questions? Or...
Sure, I'll start off. So giving the probability of this coming around February-ish, and that's the month of love. Either February of 2021,
love for Black history,
and Black sure.
Speaking of that, wait before that. Speaking of Black history, name your favorite Orlando Jones films. No, I'm kidding. I do have a question before you start your topic. I want each of you to pick a number between 1 and 29. And we'll get to it later.
11.
1 and 29. 11?
I'll take 6.
19.
Okay, I'll reveal the winner. It's closest to the number I chose. I'll reveal the winner when I pick my movie, when we get to the end of the episode.
Okay.
All right, so the question was, everybody here is in a stable, long-term relationship. I know that Brian has been with his wife for 19 years.
It's only 16 years.
16 years. Laura and Joe has been together for 10?
Going on 9, I think.
9. I've been together with my wife 11, and TJ has been with his right hand all his life.
Oh man, I was waiting for that one. I was like, come on, slowly reel that one in. Here it goes.
So we, I'm not saying like we are doing.
It's because TJ is the only man in America that has a Green Lantern poster on his wall. A Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern wall.
He moved, guys. He's moved since that. He put that up again. Like he took it down, took it to another state, and then put it back up.
Like, is it signed?
Yeah.
Win it in a raffle? Is there some
the Green Lantern poster? TJ is the Green Lantern poster signed.
Well, so basically what happened was I was like walking through the mall one day and Ryan Reynolds was there. And he was like, hey, can you just kind of like, walk with this open so people know what the Green Lantern is? And I said, sure, man. Whatever, dude. If you want. I'm going to watch the Notebook, though.
I believe that's a thing that really happened.
Yeah.
I choose to believe that.
So it was his girlfriend in Canada.
Oh, and also, he'll be in the Snyder Cut.
Oh, did
that Green Lantern specifically? Perfect.
Sorry, we keep derailing uses.
But did Jean-Claude Van Damme ever tweet about his girlfriend? I never follow up on that. Like he said, yes, I have a girlfriend, and I'm gonna talk about it soon. But I don't think he ever talked about it. Never mind. That was a weird transition.
I'm not up to date on my JC.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I also didn't follow up on it, so I can't be any help to you. And I'm not one of those guys who checks IMDb or Google during the pod. I hate when that. You know what I'm talking about when you listen to a podcast. Somebody says something, and then there's a 30-second delay, and then the co-host brings up something else. No, but not when Joe does it. When he's actually like, I'm going to look that up right now. But I'm talking about when they're talking about a subject on a podcast, and then 30 seconds later, the co-host jumps in with a new fact, and you can tell that he Googled the shit right then. He's like, I don't like that. I can tell. All right. I know you're doing that. I can tell.
Okay, all right. I say, hey guys, I'll look up those numbers on how.
Yeah, you actually specifically called out. You're not trying to play it off. You're like, hey, I'm using Google now or IMDb to find something. No, that's fair.
Remember people used to try to do that on. Remember people used to try to do that on movie fights too to get quick facts. They would try to Google underneath the desk early in that shitty show. Yusuf, you're muted.
Oh, you didn't want to talk. You didn't want to.
Sorry. Unrelated. I just remembered. Black History Month was created in 1926 by historian Carlton G. Woodson.
I forgot. I meant to mention that earlier.
Yeah, I just forgot it. So all right. So circling back to the conversation of significant others. An advice for people out there that are not in long-term relationships, pick your battles. Sometimes you just gotta pick your battles, and it could come to popular media, either books, movies, TV shows, whatever, that you just don't like, but you don't want to say you don't like them, just to avoid a fight or to avoid hurting your significant other's feelings. I'm gonna set the stage with two recent ones, and then I'm gonna circle back to, since we said it was a two-parter. The other one is something that your significant other didn't like, but you truly love. So my picks is pretty recent. My wife loved Wonder Woman 84.
What? No, she didn't.
I thought that movie was a piece of shit. We watched it twice.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, you had to watch it twice.
I watched it twice.
She's smarter than that.
She is. She's very smart. She is very smart.
Is she leaving you for the Green Lantern? A real Green Lantern?
But yeah, I mean, she loved it. She loved the aesthetic. She defends Kristen Wiig performance.
Kristen Wiig was fine.
But it doesn't make any
sense. The problem, but it's what they did with
the
character or whatever.
And I've just gone like, it's not for me. And my review was very controlled by that emotion as well.
Because you knew she'd be reading, she'd be checking up on you.
The second one.
That's why you're going to be integrity, and you'll never be better than the artist that you critique.
Yeah. The second one is, and this applies to everybody on Twitter right now, I think. Bridgerton can suck my dick. That series sucks. She loved it.
I don't know.
Luckily for me, I just put on like headphones and played my Switch while she was watching them. That wasn't like a thing that we had to share, but she liked to talk about it afterwards. Like, oh, I can't believe that this guy did this and that chick did that, and I was like,
you're just all like,
cool.
Yeah.
And to finish my answers, the thing that she didn't like that I love, she didn't like Prometheus, and I fucking love Prometheus. It was very hurtful.
Wait, so you
we watched it together. She's like, you know what? I like this, but this is so stupid, and this sucks, and that. And I'm like,
she didn't like Prometheus. Wait.
And I was just staring at her like, this is so.
She thought Prometheus was dumb and didn't make sense, but Wonder Woman 84 is good. We're a complicated folk.
It's true. The human mind is a mystery.
It's a mystery.
Well, that's why
but she did love a bunch of elements from it. But she really railed on the old man makeup and the twist in the end of God coming out. She really fucking hated it. But yeah, those are my answers.
Okay.
Guys. Joe, where are you going with your answers?
I hate this question.
Or Brian, since Joe is
Joe's frozen up, I'll go ahead and go. There's not a lot. There's not a lot that, like, my wife and I actually have very, very similar tastes overall. Mm-hmm. The second part of the question, I legitimately cannot think of something that I liked that she didn't. Either like we both like it or but there's nothing that I loved that she or that she couldn't stand. At the most part, she was just disinterested, I would say. You know what I mean? Like, just not her cup of tea, but she never like had a visceral reaction to it. When we got together, like I said, very similar for the most part. There was one movie I can always remember she loved, and like I had never seen it. And when I saw it, I just started like, it didn't sit right with me, and I didn't like it, and I complained about it. And I may have even like turned the corner on it, where she probably still enjoys it to some extent, but not in the same way she used to. And that is Reality Bites with Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke and Ben Stiller. Now, we're 90s kids, my wife and I, so it makes sense. She was like a teen when that came out. She would have vibed with that super hard. But like by the time I was watching it when we got together in our 20s, not a fan. And not a big fan of Ethan Hawke. Like I don't get it. I'm like, whatever.
You guys are high school sweethearts.
No, we did go to the same high school, but we didn't meet till we were out of school.
That's sick. I've never seen Reality Bites, by the way. Is that like a drama?
It's the most Gen X movie. It's
a very Gen X kind of like romantic comedy. Yeah,
I thought it was like fidelity type shit.
What? Yeah,
High Fidelity.
Yeah, kind of.
I always thought it was like more serious Empire Records.
Yeah, that's fair. But Empire
Like
Records rules.
It's like the indie dramedy version of Empire Records.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it was like one of the first movies Ben Stiller directed. I think he directed it.
He's directed a couple. He directed Heavyweights too, right?
He directed Cable Guy.
No,
he didn't direct a shit ton.
Yeah.
Early on, he was more focused on directing like those dramedies and not his humor, which was cooler.
Yeah.
He was doing as an actor. Sorry, go on, Brian.
No. Like I said, that would be the one that like I really remember her kind of bringing in, that I was just kind of like, no, thank you. But and then as far as like I said, things like I said, there's nothing like I have a visceral reaction, but like what Yusuf was talking about, where you just kind of humor them and like watch it if they want to put it on, and you're like, oh, this is fine or whatever. It's probably like food shows and like cooking shows, and like she likes to watch those shows where people travel to different areas and like try a bunch of different foods, and I'm just like, whatever, this doesn't do anything for me.
Did you try and cook like different things like that?
Because she does. Yeah, I like that part of it.
Yeah,
like, I like the part that it makes her experiment with different things. No complaints there. But I'm just saying, like, I just don't get into that much. The one I did have to put my foot down, like, there was a time where she like was watching some of those ghost shows, and I was like, no, I won't do it. Like, I'll sit here, I'll rag. I can't do it. I cannot take these seriously. We can't do this. I'll watch a lot of trash TV. I'm not too good for many things, but I can't watch ghost shows. Can't do it.
Do they just irk you wrong, or?
Well, yeah, they're just super fakey and like, and they're annoying, and like the hosts are always awful, and like they're always terrible and annoying and fake, but also the hosts are like these really annoying try-hard losers, and they're like,
and they're very like full of themselves. Like,
has anyone ever watched
a service to humanity by uncovering,
and they're just like they're so everything's so self-serious. Like, whoa, do you guys remember? You have to check this out.
Anyone remember the like biography channel, and they would have celebrity ghost stories on it?
Yeah, I've seen that.
And it was like B-list celebrities, like Bubba from Forrest Gump is the one I remember, or like guys like that.
Also from Con Air, that guy's in Con Air too.
Yes.
Wait, I'm confused.
Oh shit!
They would tell their like ghost stories. I never knew that. Like reenactments of the.
He's the diabetic friend.
Yeah, he's diabetic.
Yeah, he's.
Wait, so they're like they're ghosts of celebrities, or celebrities are telling their stories?
It would be celebrities telling their stories of their ghosts. And
celebrities who have ghost stories. Like Matthew Broderick is haunted by that guy he ran over.
What's funnier about that show is it's either
Good point, Joe.
So someone pretending to be Sally Fields. All right, my turn.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So, well, it's funny you mentioned TV, because the one currently, I don't really now like live anything. The one currently for me is I can't for the life of me get into Great British Bake Off, which Laura's currently watching, and which I like about it, because she likes to bake more now, and she's baking cool things. Yeah, but no, the movie that I did when we first started dating, didn't like, I wouldn't say pretend to like, but was like not as critical as I like to be, was Sweet Home Alabama.
Laura Reese Witherspoon vehicle.
Yeah, she loves, her favorite movie is Legally Blonde. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a good, that's a fine chick flick. I remember like watching it with her and be like, oh, this is like bad. It was like Sweet Home Alabama was like, this is like cringeworthy bad. And like,
I've never seen
you said you loved it. It's like cute. It's just like stupid. It's one of those movies where I'm like, this could have been settled by a phone call.
Well, I had an ex-girlfriend who wanted me to take her to, what the fuck is the place in that movie that her husband takes to? He's like, yeah, pick any ring you want in the world. Like my high school sweetheart was like, that's how I want to
Sweet Home Alabama.
What's that?
That's Sweet Home Alabama.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, she wanted that as like her engagement, my high school sweetheart for like 6 years. I was like, yeah, I don't make that much money. All right, good luck with that one. Yeah.
So that's the one for us. I mean, and then I remember, I wouldn't say it was something we lied about. It was I would say a movie fight we basically had was Jurassic World.
The movie
I remember seeing Jurassic World, and it was one of the times I felt bad because I changed her mind on it, and after second watch, she realized it was bad. But I remember watching it and like leaving the theater and being like, so like we're on this because we're usually on the same page. Also, Brian, I'm like, so like I was like, that's like. She was like, no, I thought it was really fun. I'm like, it's like, that was really fucking stupid. Like, it has its moments.
So,
like, don't get me wrong.
So basically, what happened with you and Laura is like what happened with me and you in Endgame, Avengers Endgame.
Yes.
I walked out and I was like, that fucking sucked. And you were like, that was really great, right? And I was like, no.
Because TJ knows the secret, like a ritual of mine. We've been in movies enough where I don't talk about the movie till I get to the car.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, you need that walk to think. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally like I won't talk to you about the movie until we get to the
Also, Avengers Endgame doesn't suck. Fair enough. I'll get that
but
and I don't think Jurassic World sucks either, and especially like
I don't
think
sucks ass.
I can definitely see coming out of it with nostalgia goggles on and being like, that was just a lot of fun to revisit that world. Like I can totally see that for Laura.
I don't think it sucks. I think to me it was like, oh, that was like really meaty. Like I remember being like, oh, okay, and being surprised by the reaction of being like, well,
Joe,
great.
Just so like you don't get the ages out, but like the first Jurassic Park movie you saw in theaters probably was 3.
Yeah.
Maybe Laura.
Yeah, I was like in like the 4th grade, 5th grade or something.
Jurassic World is drastically better than 3. So like seeing that in theaters, I
absolutely.
can see
it was a fun theater, but I was also like, I'm also, as we do this show, a movie nerd, and I love Jurassic Park.
100%.
So actually, no, I saw 2 in theaters. I'm sorry, I saw 2 in theaters.
I don't forgive you.
Was that
2 is still the best sequel, guys?
Yeah,
let's just put it out there that Lost
years.
World is still the best sequel to Jurassic Park.
Because
I even love Jurassic Park 3. To be fair, I think it's better than Jurassic Park.
You know what I like about Jurassic Park 3? It's like 89 minutes. It just moves. It's just like boom, boom, dinosaur.
Whole, like
Jurassic Park 1.
For doing the barring stuff and then kicks Raptor out the window. That's about it for me. That's where I get lost.
Jurassic Park 1 and 2, not 3, but 1 and 2 were the ones that were like I've had on VHS, then I had on DVD, then I had on Blu-ray, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then the movie that to me I was surprised that I was like, oh, you gotta watch this, and this happens a lot actually, where I'm like, you gotta watch this, and like you'll like, and she's like, it's not that good. It just happened the other night with Matilda. She thought it was fine. I was like, oh, you'll like
Matilda
it. Matilda is cute,
fine.
you know.
You know what? Fuck y'all.
It's fine. And I had like nostalgia goggles on because I was like, oh, look. Anyway, the movie that to me it was like I still get ribbed on for was I was like The Prestige. I was like, you're really gonna love The Prestige.
Dude,
it's so fun. And she was like, it's not good.
That's a movie. And Laura, that movie fucking sucks. Thank you.
TJ, get the fuck out of here. That's like the best Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
That's not even true.
Yep. I'll say it right now. The Prestige is Apex
Nolan.
Nolan.
I'm glad Yusuf asked this question because this year I'm not doing any sort of movie challenge after the 500 movies or that I did last year. But what I am doing is showing Laura movies that when she says, "Oh, I haven't seen," I'm like noting them, and when we're like, "Do you want to watch something?" I'm going, "Okay, well, let's watch one of these."
You know,
has she ever seen Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves? Add that one to the list if she's never seen that.
I know she hasn't. I don't even have to ask. She has.
You know, my wife gets excited when she tells me like, "Have you seen this movie?" And I say no. She doesn't care what the movie is. She'll hit play because I've never seen it. And he's like, "What? The movie reviewer hasn't seen it?
Have you seen The Perfect Toast yet?"
What?
Yusuf, have you seen The Perfect Toast?
Oh, I watched it the other day, TJ, by the way.
Watch that. The Perfect Toast.
With David Hyde Pierce, right?
Niles.
That was trip.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
It's the one where he's like with the wine, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That classic blockbuster cover.
Champagne.
That's such a great blockbuster cover.
Yeah. All right, let's go next question.
All right.
You're not gonna give us nothing? All right.
TJ, what about your significant other?
Well, I said we should probably go to the next question.
Joe, what was your question?
All right. What was my question? Oh, what is a movie so inspiring? Actually, will be my answer. So I'll just give you that, and then you can talk about yourselves. What's a franchise that's keeps
I gave
going?
you an out. I said past.
You did good. You did good.
You could have said
like
past.
I'm gonna cut all that out.
What's
I'm leaving it in. So.
What's a franchise, or movie series, or whatever you want to call it, that you just want to see end? They finished it. It's done. Don't give me TV shows. Don't give me shit. You know, if anything, you're giving me a 10-year anniversary, like DVD release, or 20, like something like that. No more content for me. They announced the Harry Potter series that's going to happen. I'm done. No more Harry Potter. Kill it. It's done. You have your amusement park. We don't need any more. You showed it's not a good tapped well of information.
You're just gonna get more. Like, J.K. Rowling hasn't relinquished the rights to anybody, which means if there's any show, she's gonna be writing on it or have story editing credit on it. So like, you're just gonna get like Fantastic Beasts level or less.
Yeah. Which are some of the worst movies I've ever seen. Talking about when we agreed walking out of a theater to a movie, like, it was terrible, and her friends who we were watching with were Harry Potter stans, being like, "How great was that?" And we're like, what? No, it's awful. Oh.
Just
so anyway, what
question?
TJ, what franchise would you pick that you generally are like, I don't want to see shit?
So this kind of I'm going to leave this to a tie-in to a question I have later, but I love Terminator Dark Fate. I don't know if anyone else did or not, but Terminator 1, classic horror.
I just rewatched it again. It's another one of those I like about 2/3 of it, and kind of lose me in the finale. It gets a little hectic, and
I feel like now with films back in the day, you get you hope for a strong first 2 stages, and that third stage is the fucking peak of film. 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Now it's you get the strong first 2 halves, and that third half kind of shits the bed. So for me, I'm I think T1 is a classic horror thriller semi-action film. T2 is
you don't have to do horror. It is horror.
I meant
the first one's a horror movie.
Sci-fi horror, yeah, absolutely.
And I think the second is probably one of the best action films of all time. James Cameron and the sequels are great. Aliens.
It's an action movie.
It's an action film. So I thought that if you take out Rise of the Machines, T3, which was fucking a nightmare, I'll save this for later. And the film that came after that with Christian Bale, I think that if you did T1, T2, and Dark Fate, you have a solid trilogy right there. So you don't, if you stop there, I feel like you're gonna make a TV series in a couple years with
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But you can't get to Dark. You don't get to Dark Fate without those other tries and fails in between, though. That's the problem.
My point. Stop.
But I feel like someone's gonna.
I would have gone a step further and just say they should have stopped at T2. I would say kill it at T2 and never have another bit of Terminator movie ever.
Last episode, we talked about another Arnold thing. We talked about True Lies. How great is it? We just have True Lies. We don't have to worry about
that wasn't
being
the last
well, they're on True Lies 5, and his son is a thing, and but they rebooted it when Arnold came back. It's just done. It's nice. I have True Lies.
Perfect, one little single, just
What was the last episode?
Blue Streak. Remember we talked about Blue Streak.
But Terminator has this you could go deep into it, but I'd rather you. I feel like it's something that George A. Romero did with it's zombies. You have about 5
zombies.
Yeah, zombies. To where you have 5 strong movies. Night of the Living Dead, the remake, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead remake. that's kind of it. Like, I'm not quoting anything fucking ever again. Piece shit. But I'm like saying like Terminator needs to stop at some point to where like you could, with the storylines that James Cameron has built, you could make more stuff with it, but it's stronger if you keep it smaller and a minimal exposure. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, why not just have T1, T2? I would stop it like Brian said, T2. But if you had to go further, I think Dark Fate is a great place to end it and just leave it there. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying though, but that is part of the question. It's not you're not racing anything that became for that. It's at 2021. When do you want to stop something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing.
So you can't get to Dark Fate without it. Without all those other interludes, it's all or nothing.
Yeah. So stop at T2 and just let it fry. That's
what I'd say too. I would gladly
comes after that and then T2.
Okay.
Gladly.
I mean, honestly, it's however anyone ever wants to interpret any question. I feel like.
No, we have hard and fast rules, Joe.
Yeah, Brian, what you got, buddy?
Well, my low-hanging fruit answer was obviously Star Wars. After Return of the Jedi, no more Star Wars. But I was thinking about it, and I'm looking at all the many, many franchises and how I feel about the sequels and blah 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 blah. And then it just came to me in a flash. It's Halloween. One Halloween movie. John Carpenter's one Halloween movie, and then nothing else. And then let all the copycats come and go, and let them all just do their franchise.
Can I say something? If that happened, probably the #1 slasher of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't get watered down. No one has any.
There would be nothing muddying the legacy. It would just be this like perfect shining example.
Yeah, breathing behind the camera, the way the camera's shot. The murders.
When
the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When someone asks me though, like, what's a perfect movie? I think my #1 answer is Halloween because it's like, I can't think of one thing to cut out of it.
You know, like it's like a 2 hour, 2 hour and 15-minute movie ish.
No, I think it's around like an hour.
No, it's not that long. It's probably it might be an hour 40.
Yeah. Anyway, my point being though is Brian, it's a great answer because like it baffles my mind we're getting 3 fucking Halloween movies from that last week. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting 2 more of those new Halloween movies now too. And then they'll keep going. There's not going to stop.
And I have to
they have like James Bond type fucking titles like Halloween Never Dies or like Halloween
Halloween Kills and Halloween Dies or something like that.
The worst part of it is I have to hear YouTube people like us pretend to be excited about these sequels, how they're going to add to the movie. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know you're lying.
You know that shit sucks, dude.
It's all right. So my answer was Mission Impossible. They have 2 more coming out. Yeah. Fucking end it. Don't do a series.
Wait,
don't try to reboot it.
End it.
Oh, but you're saying let the last 2 come out and then end it.
Yeah, just like
don't
try to replace Tom Cruise. Don't try to do a spin-off series.
Don't try to do like a Bourne with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. No.
They tried to do that with Jeremy Renner in Mission Impossible too.
Yeah. Do you guys like Mission Impossible 2? So I'm asking. Do you like Mission Impossible 2?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Like James. It's
I don't really watch
the Wong.
Woo.
Yeah, Woo.
John Woo.
John Woo.
And then 3 is the introduction of like Simon Pegg.
Yeah, 3 is
3's when what's his fucking face?
J.J. Abrams.
J.J.
Abrams. Yeah. So it's like, so you want to have all those happen.
Yeah. The Mission Impossible does not really miss a beat. They're one of the series that just kept reinventing themselves as they went on.
That's the opposite of
Halloween. It seems like a very solid action franchise that I just don't care about.
Yeah. It's.
I love them. So much
fun.
They're
fun.
If I was going to get into an action franchise, it would
Hail Cena, baby.
I would do that over Fast and Furious. You know what I mean? If I was like going to pick one to try and check out and get into, I would probably pick Mission Impossible.
It sounds stupid. They're more like fun and grounded movies than Fast and Furious, so they work like in like a continuity way where you're like they're slick James Bond. They're American James Bond.
Which one has Henry Cavill doing the thing.
Yeah, that's
The
Mission
last
Impossible.
Fallout.
Yeah,
6,
Fallout.
right? That was the 6th one.
The last one.
Yeah.
Fallout.
Yeah, my favorite's Ghost Protocol, directed by Brad Bird.
I've never seen any of them.
Brad Bird. He's the
Yeah, I
writer.
haven't seen.
The
Well,
shitty
I think
movie
3 was the last one I
Not
saw.
a shitty movie. The boring movie.
Anyway, so Yusuf, yours is, but it's Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
There's one I thought of, honorable mention, while we're talking about this. Indiana Jones, because they're going to come out with another one. I just leave it alone.
Yeah, stop at the 3. Just 1, 2, and 3, and that's
Well,
it.
they should have done. I'd go back and just stop at Last Crusade.
Yeah, of course. But
Oh, speaking of boring movies, I think the guy who directs that Denzel Washington serial killer movie with Jared Leto is Paul Greengrass. I think. I'm not 100% positive, but I think.
He's
I'm not gonna
competent.
Google it, but did you know that the University of Kent State in 1970 was one of the first universities to argue that February should be Black History Month?
A little bit of trivia. Did you guys know that's where I grew up? In Kent. That's where I lived.
Yeah.
cool.
I shot those.
I just
kids.
remembered it.
And Yusuf's not wearing pants.
I am.
Before recording, he had his knee up, and he was like, "Does this look good?"
Yeah, I was like, "Is this too distracting?" And you were like, "Yeah."
No, 2 shirtless Martin Coves are distracting.
They look
Did you
good.
guys?
All right.
I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again. Martin Cove popped up in that. He's only on screen for like a second. He's like a sheriff in one of the
Is he?
in one of the shows that Leo DiCaprio's on.
I gotta give it an
Bounty
noticed.
Law.
I gotta give another shot to Once Upon a Time in Feet. TJ, your question, baby.
Everybody answer that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. But Once
Oh,
Upon a
nice.
Childhood was a Black Friday purchase for me, and I got it for $2 on Blu-ray.
Oh, nice, dope.
So basically, I was thinking like movies and or franchises. There's bad sequels all the time. What sequel probably would have made a better video game spinoff? Kind of like, obviously, everyone knows that Wolverine or X-Men Origins Wolverine was a garbage fucking film.
Good
To be honest, great video game. To be fair, so what movie franchise would have been spinoff would have been a better video game plot? So start Brian.
Oh, I get to go first this time.
Yeah, buddy.
I think comedy video games are underrated. I thought the South Park game was funny. I think
Loved it.
some of the Simpsons games, Hit and Run specifically, have been a lot of fun. So I think
And the
a
Simpsons
comedy
game.
Okay, sure, if you say so. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry.
But and then I was thinking, I was like, and there's a comedy sequel that came out that I thought that I was fairly excited for, that was very disappointing, that I think could have made for a fun video game, and that is Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Instead of a sequel, do just a weird, make it like a side scroller or something, or a beat 'em up where you play the 4 members of the crew, and do it like a Streets of Rage style where they all have a special power they can call in, and they punch a kick or they use their bats, but then they have a special ability where they call in the news van, and the news van shoots a missile or some shit, or they call in a bear from the zoo, or just some gimmick from the fucking movie or something. And then you could have all kinds of they have to save Veronica from some shit, or I'm just saying it would be dumb. You could throw in a lot of good visual jokes, the style of the game could do a real 70s, and all the little cut scenes could just have a lot of fun visual gags and little word little jokey shit dialogue between the guys.
That's a great answer.
That's a really good answer.
What was that Netflix show they did a while ago where it's a choose your own adventure type shit?
Oh yeah,
And Anchorman, choose your own adventure where you have to meet people, choose certain answers to advance.
I could get into that shit.
I think what's funny is Brian just tapped into what honestly I feel like Will Ferrell and Adam McKay, if they knew had that idea, they'd be on board and be like, this is what we want to do. The joke is that our sequel is a video game.
Yeah.
It seems like something they'd be on board with, and that's the joke. Because we all know Anchorman 2 only got made because they threw the bank at them, and Adam McKay was like, "I want to make The Big Short."
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
And I never. Hey, I'm not here to like get on anybody for getting a paycheck. Good for you. Just didn't hit with me, and it's a shame because I think those guys are all still funny, and I think there could have been a lot of like I think it could have been better than it was. So it was just a little bit of a disappointment. But it's like I don't know. I just think it would be fun to mess around in that world and have a good time, you know. And I think you could still like get a lot of their weird jokes. Like when if you ever listened to a commentary on an Adam McKay and Will Ferrell movie. They're never real commentaries. They're like always like another meta joke. Like I think it's the Step Brothers commentary is like a musical. They sing through like so much of it and stuff.
I like
and like
that.
there's
the Talladega Nights one.
One of them they do all these call-in interviews and they're always like getting in fights with different people, like just different celebrity friends of theirs and stuff, and like they'll do a bunch of phone calls and it's like I said, everything with those guys is a bit. So I don't know, a lot of room for comedy in a comedy video game.
Yeah,
I like
that. The Talladega Nights one, I believe they're pretending to do it in like a helicopter.
Oh, they're doing it from a helicopter
or something. Yeah,
that's fine.
I'm gonna jump in just before next person. Joe, you can go next. I had two. I just want to play off of Terminator Salvation.
Why not me?
Yeah,
no.
Yusuf, have Yusuf go next. You have Yusuf go next.
Oh, Yusuf go next. Fine. I mean,
I don't wanna.
But I think Terminator Salvation would be a fun game to like. Bad movie, which I love actually, but would be a fun like you follow Kyle Reese or young John Connor in like post-apocalyptic world. But then for me, my number one, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the best video games ever, dude.
Well, one of my favorite games of all time is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time. Like that's it.
Yeah,
it's the best.
Which is equal to Ninja Turtles, you know, the arcade game.
And you send Japan, you do the whole thing where like there is a background of having turtle demons or whatever the fuck they called them back in the day, but like those type of things is like you can do role playing like an RPG where you're playing each of the turtles, John Connor, Kyle Reese, both movies you can just upon this like whole vast land where you're in Japan, old school Japan, where like now you have that.
You're talking about doing them kind of open world style,
yeah,
like
all open world style, like Red Dead Redemption, where
Ghost
like
of Tsushima, but you're a turtle.
Thank you. That's literally what I was thinking of. Is like in that samurai fucking world in Japan, or you're in like fucking.
What was that ninja game that was on the PlayStation? Was that what it was?
Shenmue was Dreamcast, which was incredible.
No, you're thinking. I know you're. Are you thinking of Ninja Gaiden?
No, it was one where like you'd run around and you could like it was kind of an open world in that original PlayStation way where you'd have like big areas and then you'd get into a new area and stuff like that. But like you could grapple up onto rooftops and stuff. And it was kind of like Hitman but with ninjas. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to derail to a game that nobody's gonna remember.
Shenmue is one of my favorite games of all time. If anyone wants to check that out for Dreamcast, it's probably one of my favorite video game stations of all time. But like you could do that. It was the first open world thing where like you're in Japan and like you just walk into like an arcade and start playing like the old school Japan like $25 cent things just to get like collects things and you get like Sonic in a fucking thing and you know how to find a gold Sonic where it's like you're trying to find shiny Pokemon.
Welcome to Flyover State of video games.
But also you can like go into a park and get in a fight and you have to learn how to actually fight using your square pad like square X, Y, circle.
Sure.
To just do Shenmue type of shit, but yeah.
You know what I'm thinking is Tenchu, Stealth Assassin.
Oh shit!
You just fucking Google it, Brian.
Yep, I did. I Googled it. I did the thing.
Yeah, you would have.
Fucking hypocrite.
What you got?
Yeah, bitch. That's called setup and payoff, baby. I podcast for a living.
Go ahead, Yusuf.
It's the word of the day is Home Depot, where you can buy for $10. It's like a thing where you can put all your cables. You put it on the wall and you hide all the cables so you don't see all the cables on your wall when you mount your TV.
I need that so bad.
I just put all my TVs on a TV stand, so everything is nice and neat behind that.
Yeah,
that's how.
But that's the word of the day, Home Depot. If you want the $20. And also, fun fact: 2008 was the year officially that Canada recognized Black History Month. I don't know if you knew that.
Didn't.
Look at how progressive Canada is. No.
Yeah, I got two answers. One's a joke. The joke is, I forgot the joke. Deuce Bigelow International Male Gigolo. You just have to fuck a bunch of women in the video game. You know?
Like
Easy
that Atari game, X-Men.
We already have Leisure Suit Larry. That we don't need this. Don't give Rob Schneider a paycheck with a voiceover job for the Deuce Bigelow game. Make a new
he's gonna
Leisure
be
Suit Larry
excluded. He's gonna be excluded. It's gonna be a real Filipino doing an imitation of his voice.
Rob Schneider is a real Filipino.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think his mom is Filipino.
No, this is the podcast. We're calling people's nationalities into question now. That's that's just happening now. That's what we do.
Is Meghan Trainor really your daughter?
Didn't we already do that with John Leguizamo when you guys were like, "Is he Puerto Rican?" I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Guys, by the way, the pest episode has never dropped.
It Shit. But the real answer
our best art that we ever had for the show.
Independence Day Resurgence. That could have been a fun video game. You know, a spaceship shooting aliens.
You get to use their tech. I like that idea. That was something I thought was fun from the movie, that we had adapted their tech and stuff. That's cool.
That first
video also could be.
I still haven't got past the first level yet. It's the hardest first level of any video game on PlayStation. Independence Day
on PlayStation.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. But
it's a Mission Impossible game on PlayStation too.
Really? Yes. Joe is also playing the Tony Hawk Pro Skater remake. I want to buy that.
Oh, they need to port that to Switch. That's fucked up.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah. I just downloaded it today for the PS4. It's addicting as hell. I'm fucking upset.
Man. I didn't 2 was the one that got Switch more popular, and all my friends played 2, but I got into 1 because they gave the demo away at Pizza Hut. And I used to play the crap out of that demo, and then the game came out, and I just played it to death. It was so fun.
The dude from Polygon.
Hold on. The one remake.
No, wait. Okay,
it's the same fucking game.
Let me go.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. The guy from Polygon, Brian David Gilbert, I think his name is. He did a video on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. I don't remember which one. Where the first one that they allowed you to create the skateboard parks, because within the options, they had like a pit with spikes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he was just questioning the logic behind adding that to a park. Why would logically somebody would be yeah, if you fuck up your trick, you're dead. It's over.
This is only for hardcore. You come to this skate park, you better get your shit right.
No, but I do recommend that. But me and Yusuf were talking about the it's a perfect Switch game. I don't know why they didn't release it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I bought it. It was like $40 for the bundle. Honestly, I just got it today. Totally derailment, worth it. I'm in level 2, and I'm just trying to collect all those skate letters.
You gotta find those letters, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's so nice.
Little low-hanging fruit here, but my game has always been for this. If they just let The Matrix be a game.
Yeah.
Awesome. I know they made video games of The Matrix, but I mean, if literally they those movies stunk 2 and 3. If they said one's cool, but we have video games, and they just did the video games, I'm satisfied. You have you're Neo, you're running around. It's you flesh everything out. You could get all the crazy.
It would have been really fun to just play as Neo in a Matrix game that was just kind of based in the physics of the first. So you don't level up to God Neo till the end. You just kind of learning and living in that world would have been fun.
Yeah, and that's
I enjoyed the tie-in of the Asian dude and Jada Pinkett Smith That's
Enter the Matrix, I believe that one was called.
No one's ever enjoyed Jada Pinkett Smith. All right, just
I'm sorry. Demon Knight begs to differ. So,
That's true. Yeah. No, he's right. He's right.
I thought you were gonna say the guy that she cheated on with Will Smith begs to differ, but maybe.
Hey, at least she didn't run over somebody like Matthew Broderick.
We're calling you out, Broderick.
Broderick was the original Kris Jenner. No, Bruce Jenner. Sorry. Topical.
That's right. Bruce Jenner did the murdering. Sorry, he's gone now.
Bruce Jenner did kill some people, and then all of a sudden was like, "Hey, I'm a woman now. You can't arrest me."
Speaking of that,
that was weird. That was a very weird thing that happened.
It happened, guys. Google it.
No, we can't Google. According to Brian. Brian, what movie did we watch?
Guys, usually it's up to TJ to take us on a trip down nostalgia lane. That's not fair. We all do nostalgia, but he does childhood nostalgia, which is something I don't think any of us had tapped into as much. But I brought back a movie that I remember in my heart as a classic, something I watched so many times as a kid and had not seen in a very, very long time. And that was Batteries Not Included. This is a Steven Spielberg production from 1987, I believe. Yes. So we're in the sweet spot for Spielberg. He's pumping them out. He's pumping out those family hits. So, is there anybody? Was this first time watch? I think Yusef, you said first time watch, and Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give a quick rundown, just synopsis of the movie.
I think first movie I've ever seen that puts an asterisk at the start of there.
Yeah,
so fucking wholesome. I'm gonna smack the shit out of both you. I feel like.
So the story is that there's this tenement building that has a diner in the bottom on the first floor where a group of quirky cliched characters live. Every building around them has been demolished. There obviously some developers are looking to do something with that spot. They're getting kind of pushed out. There's like the developer has hired some thugs to pay them off / threaten them to leave. They don't want to. The husband is struggling with his wife who has dementia.
Struggling, that fucking asshole.
Whoa. We'll get to it. We'll get to
how he's struggling. Oh my god, it's so hard.
We'll get to how he basically had made slaves of his friends. We'll get to it. But they get a visit from some little space aliens, little flying saucers. They look like little spaceships, but they're actually the aliens themselves, and they're like mechanical geniuses. They fix things very quickly. They help improve the lives of all the tenants, and then there's some adventures and some heartfelt moments, and then a happy ending. So real quick, you guys want to give a taste, give the people a taste of what it was like to view this for the first time with no nostalgia?
It was cute.
Yeah, it's pleasant.
But I feel like yes, if I would have watched it as a kid, this would have been my shit for sure. But watching it with zero nostalgia, it has a lot of pacing issues for me. It wasn't funny, and it was very tiring.
It's weird tonally, right?
Yeah.
It's trying to be cute, but it's also kind of heavily trying to be a heavy drama at times.
There's a stillborn baby in this movie.
What do you think they're
doing?
Baby. There's robots fucking in there.
There's robot fucking. Also, there's a stillborn baby that they bury and then dig
robots
up.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Robots
say
fucking.
Save that, please save that.
Robots fucking.
But yeah, I didn't mind it. I did fall asleep watching it last night. I finished watching it today.
It's like a comforting little it could put you to sleep in a good way where you could cuddle up and snuggle up
put it on
and fall asleep to this
movie. There's like an Ernie Hudson hand that rocks the cradle character. It's great.
Oh, man.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I'm gonna bash it.
Thing that as it was building to it and my memory was going along with it, I was getting so excited.
But yeah, definitely wasn't like, ooh, I'm at it. It was one of those. I think this is my Brazil for Brian. Like it was like I get it.
Whoa.
No, Brian didn't hate Brazil, but he was like, I get it. I'm not going to watch it again, but I get it. It was kind of like that for me. Like, I get it why you're nostalgic for it. I get why you liked it. I'm not going to watch it again.
I don't know. I found myself enjoying it. Actually, I got it. I understood what it was.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was pleasant, but like you said, the tonally thing did screw me up in the sense of being like, okay, like I definitely lost interest. I would say like midway through, because I was like, okay, what are we leading to? Like, you gave me so much, but the robots are all friendly. There's no real conflict.
I was thinking too, they really drop you into it. There's not really a lot of build up as far as like they really drop you in the middle. Like it's all in like you just gotta pick it up. It's like they're already all the buildings are gone, and they're like the first scene. The guy offers them money, but also smashes up their whole diner and shit. So like they really get into it fast.
Yeah.
And then Carmela's dad bails out on the guy and his wife with dementia.
And she had to give him instructions on how to take care of his fucking wife.
Well, right. It's like, so like, were those people co-owners of the diner? Or did they just live in the building? They were just taking care of the wife.
No, they were co-owners.
They own the diner.
Right, they were like partners in the diner with Hume Cronyn and them.
Well, you have to go like to the backstory of how like Bobby, which was the son that you constantly hear about in the movie, she calls Carlos all the time. Even Frank at some points, like at the very, but the one point where he's like, "Hey, look, it is Bobby," and she knows she already came back.
Yeah, she like came to the realization that it's not him, and she gets all upset.
You're like, Frank, you piece of fucking shit, because he must have left her with his daughter and her husband for however many years he was, because she even says like he was mean to Bobby, his temper's fucking high.
This movie is like a combination of the original Troll and like Gremlins.
It's like Cocoon and Gremlins, actually.
Yeah, Cocoon and Gremlins. I agree.
Well, I say Troll because of the apartment. Like that's what it's fair.
When I saw like the way it's directed, like even when they go back to having like, I don't move forward, but there's like this one scene where like he's doing the burgers on the grill, and there's like that stop motion of the one small robot getting the cheese flipped on its head. Like that's how Gremlins shot a lot of their shit.
I was actually surprised at how much green screen they used in this. Because like there seems like there's a lot of places they could have been doing practical effects and they didn't. Yeah. Obviously, like the ships themselves. Well, yeah, I think obviously the ships themselves are practical and look great, but there were times where they like clearly shot the ship separately and then put it in, and I'm like, why didn't you just like fly it around the set and like, you know what I mean, and do this?
Okay.
And do your normal thing, like put it on strings or whatever you would do. Movie magic, man.
I have one thing I really want to say about this movie, and it has nothing about the movie, but the vibe the movie gave me, and follow me here. It's literally something that I feel like you record off of like the WB Sunday movie, and then that's where I
saw this, by the way.
Or like, yeah.
Or like, sure, I definitely saw this on TV a bunch.
Sunday movie.
Sunday morning at like 10.
But you record the VHS, and that VHS is what you watch when you're like, we have batteries not included, and we watch it, but we watch it with the commercials for Jell-O pudding pops also in between. Like that's what this reminded me of.
Well, even with like the old couple, you add in like a thrift shop cooked up Mark Maron, whoever that guy was.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you get the chick from fucking Rush Hour who plays Chris Tucker's partner that he plays out all the time, who's pregnant. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
We stand Elizabeth Pena. Okay, since Jacob's Ladder. Okay. Right, since Jacob's Ladder, we stand Elizabeth Pena.
And she really doesn't want her child to have a good education because she goes from a musician to a painter. Like she's not looking for
financial 4 different types of milk. She's like, wait, what? You don't take care of me? He's like, I got whole milk, 2% milk, 1% milk. She's like,
I didn't really understand the painter. I didn't really understand the painter angle either. The girl's like, the guy's a painter, and the girl's like, not once. You wanted to paint me naked, and I want to be like, well, yeah, that might not be his medium.
Wait, yeah.
I mean, that's not the kind of paintings he does. Also, he didn't seem like he had a lot of like, I don't know, like all his paintings. He really like he didn't have a set style. He was doing a lot of different things.
Yeah. He painted her naked, right?
Yeah. He painted Elizabeth Pena naked.
Titties out.
He paints Elizabeth Pena naked.
Yeah. Naked.
Yeah.
But
It was a setup.
Naked.
She's not naked. He
before.
paints her naked. Yeah.
And then she goes,
he just assumed,
"Can you cover me up?" And he's like, "No."
He just assumed. He just like ballpark, and he's like, "You have this type of nipple. I'm just gonna." Now.
I mean, Yusuf, let me ask you a question. Where do you think James Cameron got the idea to do that in the Titanic?
Mm-hmm.
But Winslet has her boobies out though.
Yeah, but
Pena had them cover up, and he's like, "I know your tits from heart. I don't even."
Yeah, he's like, he that is a bold move to be like, I'm gonna paint you, but I'm also gonna make you nude.
I'm gonna give you the nipples I like, little tiny.
Right, I'm gonna give you the type I like. I don't need to know.
My favorite part is like the force.
You got those weird brown pregnant lady nipples right now.
My favorite part.
Ooh, they don't actually look as good as you think. A lot of veins.
My favorite part is the foreshadowing to the superintendent, who is that dude who was an ex-boxer. He's like, he never talked, but he's got a mean right hook. And like they lead up to that whack-ass fucking fight between him and fucking what's his face?
Oh, dude, that's like my favorite moment from when I was a kid. Like,
but he puts on the
see him in the background pulling the gloves on,
yeah.
And then I love the way like he blocks the punches, and then he just like the dude just like wears himself out, wailing on his stomach. He's just like.
Okay, Yusuf. I'm sorry, not Yusuf. TJ, what's better, that fight or the fight on the rooftop and Jason? Takes
Jason,
Manhattan.
Oh, the Jason Takes Manhattan fight. Yeah, I mean,
because they have the same.
It's not as emotionally fulfilling as this one, but
they have the same energy.
Because my whole thing is like that guy who fought Jason was an actual real fighter who punched himself out. Basically, he's like, and at the last punch, he knows what he did, and he goes, "Fuck!" and just like heads off in the trash can. It's over. You know what I mean? It's tough. Once a fighter knows he's done everything he could, you've seen his face. He's like, I'm fucked. Conor McGregor this past weekend. This podcast isn't gonna come out before that. But if y'all saw the Conor McGregor fight, homie got fucking rocked. So same shit.
Yeah. Are the robots immortal?
I guess as long as there's another robot there to repair them. Although she repairs her husband, but there's no attempt made to repair the stillborn baby.
Yeah.
Whoa. There's also an evolution of them each too. Where like the one slaps the thing out of her hand, but then the hand comes off and she says GE, and he's like, "This is my toaster." Yeah, like, this was my toaster. Like they're evolving through pieces of like.
Yeah, they're like you can see the little baby ones are made out of like pieces parts. You know.
So like
one of them looks like an onion.
The baby part got me real fucked up because I don't remember that as a kid. Now it's just like, damn it. First of all, when they're dancing and the woman's like, "What are they doing?" And she goes, "You know what they're doing," and they go in the thing, and the whole shed lifts up and drops.
Yeah,
down.
I love the way the shed shakes. The practical effect of the shed is fun.
Also,
the different lights and stuff.
The line the boxer drops, he's like, once that stillborn comes out, he's like, "Battery's not included." You're like, "God damn it, fuck!" And like that shouldn't be the line of the goddamn movie.
But then he does the equivalent. He digs up a corpse and then performs like Frankenstein surgery on it, necromancy on it, and then he brings it, but it's all okay because he hits it up with he comes back to the cute line. He goes, "We bring good things to life," because he only speaks in commercials.
Water with a radio, and he's just like, "All right, radio."
This movie had
it's a great movie.
This movie had strong. Do you remember that the Family Guy bit where it's like when they say the name of the movie and they're like, "Oh, he said it."
Yeah,
they said battery not included. I thought, they said it.
I like that when it played through the TV.
Yeah,
it said batteries not included, and I was like, that's a clever way to say the name of the movie.
He says it, and you're like,
but then he's like, batteries not included.
But it's his gimmick. He's got a gimmick. He's like Bumblebee. He speaks through his little TV isms.
Well, they even say that. They even say like he's like, "Oh, he was a great boxer. He doesn't talk. All he does is watch TV." And like he repeats what he heard on TV. And then he even
got CT because he has CTE.
Yeah, sure.
And he even like once he reloads the little one from the TV, he takes his most prized possession while he watches the whole time to get that guy back to life. You know the whole.
But he does try to kidnap him like a couple times too.
Yeah.
He also tries to like keep him from going back to his family on several occasions.
Also, I don't understand the dog.
He's gripping him all tight.
Yeah,
No.
He's like, gotta. Also,
he's gonna go full Lenny on that thing.
Guarantee that flying saucer could murder that entire building with the red eyes, where he's like flying around. He's like,
I mean,
maybe.
Spoiler alert: the building burns down in the end, and they rebuild it in a night. So yeah, if those things could kill you easily, if they can put you together, they can take you apart. Like that's just the way of the world.
Yeah, but I don't get the. Maybe I'm not a legal expert, but if they bought the fucking land, can't they just get them out of there? It's only your land if you take down the fucking building? That makes no goddamn sense.
No, I have no idea what the rules
That doesn't make
were.
sense at all. The movie is the developer's land.
Yeah, I feel like it's like one of those like
it's
classic,
over.
like
you gotta go.
You pay mortgage, try to buy them out of it. They don't buy out of it, so you try to flush them out. Burn down.
Also, couldn't you have seen a young John Leguizamo in that creepy?
You're racist.
Yeah, it is very, but whatever.
That character does that character redeem himself in your guys' eyes? How do you feel about that guy?
I didn't like his beginning more. Like him basically raping a woman didn't make him redeemable.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
When did that happen? Did I fall asleep?
In the beginning, when he went to that woman, he was like, "Oh, or else you could show me."
That whole group of people try to rape like 2 women, by the way.
Exactly my point. There was no redeem there.
It was Maria who was pregnant, and they went for Mark Maron's coked out Mark Maron's fucking girlfriend.
He sticks his head through the door and tries to grab her and whatnot. Yeah, okay, that's what I remember.
I thought maybe I fell asleep or not remembering, but I thought his redemption arc would have been like him replacing the son.
Well, I mean, he saves the old lady, and then he tries to come to the hospital and kind of apologize.
Yeah. And he throws it away, and they cut away, and they just leave it at that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think he ever comes back then, right?
No, he does come back. There's like
is he there when the building's refinished?
When they go to the building, it's all rebuilt, and the homie's standing on the roof. He's like, "Hey, look what happened! They're back!" And then he go out in the clouds and do like a Macamee exit. He kind of just is like, because his whole thing was like, I have great ideas. I'm, so and so. Like, and also, Lasky or whoever the fuck the main evil guy is,
he's like a leftover from RoboCop,
dude. And like, that's just that dude who was in the limo, who's like, you think he's actually driving in here with us right now?
Yeah, his lackey, who's like,
his lackey is. Just make that guy that guy.
That guy had like a weird big head. Why did the lackey have such a weird big head?
What was the point of even both of those characters? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you only need one character there. I agree.
You just make the bad guy that dude who gets redeemed at the end, if he does at all. But
I did like the visual though at the very end of like all the high rises and the little tiny like tenements there. That's fun.
Because they show you that in his like models he has, like that's the one spot like an Up where like basically Up. You know what I mean? Where it's like that one little house in between all those buildings. And
and Up it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes less sense than that one.
TJ, would you date a pregnant woman?
Two. Well, there's 2 things about this. Maria, right?
Oh.
Maria?
Or is that her name?
Marisa? She doesn't know that the baby's healthy. She hasn't been to a doctor. She's due in 3 to 4 months. So that means she's 6 months.
She's very pregnant.
She says 2 to 3 more months, right?
Never been to a doctor. Is that thing even kicking? Like, where are we at?
Hey, man, we used to have babies all the time without going to the
Hector's going to come back and take care of it.
This is 1989. This isn't fucking in the fucking prehistoric times, all right, man? You can go to a fucking doctor and probably get...
Also, Yusuf, how did you feel about the, the portrayal of the deadbeat Hispanic father?
It was pretty accurate. Not my dad.
Your dad ran off to be a musician also.
yeah, he did.
My
dad is awesome.
Chicago. So, can't wait to hear that.
Is it Chicago? Is it?
No, they're going to Chicago.
Yeah, what city was this, by
New
the way?
York.
It's in
I thought it was. Okay, I thought it was.
Hector got a job in Chicago, right?
Maritza?
He only comes home for one night. What, do you just pick up his shit and leave? Be like, oh, damn, you're pregnant. Oh, well, anyway, bye.
And left a
He's
guitar
like, I forgot my
behind.
shoe polish. And
Yeah.
he stops his shoe polish and goes away.
Her
I like the Shears opening though. It was a little too long, the Shears opening, but it was fun.
Her letter to that dude, the artist upstairs, like, I was gonna leave you a letter, and he reads it. She's like, don't read it out loud. He's like, hey Mason, that's it. And she's like, I didn't know what else to write. Like, what kind of fucking letter is that?
All right, Yusuf, what time is it?
Let's go into the ratings phase.
Ratings phase.
Joe, what did you get this?
I haven't seen it.
I actually generally had a lot of fun with this movie. It's one of those like 80s films that I'm like happy when I'm told to watch. Like I was like, oh, like this is one I never knew of and discovered. So I'd like to give it a very generous 7.2. It did actually like it's something I like to fall asleep to again. Yusuf fell asleep to it, but it's something that if it was on, I'd put it on to fall asleep.
Yeah, I passed out on the couch.
Honestly, I think that falls right in line with the thing we were talking about, a Sunday afternoon movie. Because a Sunday afternoon movie is something you fall asleep in front of.
Yeah.
It's something that I at this moment in time, like I would generally be like, I'll throw it on and like scroll on TikTok for 20 minutes and fall asleep, but not be offended it's on my TV.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Anyway, yeah, that's what did I say? 7.2 toaster remakes or whatever the fuck they are.
Good movie. I bet with nostalgia it has a big boost. 6 stillborn babies out of 10 for me. Good shit. TJ.
I'm gonna give this a hard 8.9. This brings me back. I'm watching this Sunday morning, and I'm following this like E.T., like any type of extraterrestrial movie.
Don't lie.
It's definitely big E.T. vibes in this one for sure. Spielberg riding high on the
music, everything about it. The old people, like I think Frank is very underrated. His acting is exquisite. So.
Oh yeah, when you reveal that Bobby's dead, like that's a big deal. Like that's a big acting moment.
And then even she's going through the picture book and she starts to pull the newspaper clipping out and then puts it back in, and then later in the movie she pulls it out and reads it and gets the whole Bobby thing. Mwah, baby. That's Spielberg.
Yeah, it's great acting as he screams at her in front of people. He's such a great husband. Fantastic.
He was a great husband. He said it was a great performance.
Okay, yeah, fair. Brian.
Yeah, I got to give it. I'll probably give this like a 7.5. I think 7.5. Dementia, sad dementia grandmas. It held up. It held up very well. I mean, I was surprised how well I remembered it as I watched it, and it still felt like I was like, nope, I still like this. I think I would genuinely enjoy it even if it was my first watch. But definitely, like Yusuf said, like having that like warm fuzzy feeling from when I watched it as a kid didn't hurt either. So yeah, I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. That's great. That's a feel good shit. So Joe,
that brought me back. That brought me so back.
Sure. So I'll extend the episode a little later than we should because I have a game and a full setup for the movie. So earlier I asked the guys to pick a number between 1 and 29. When the next episode is recorded and released, it'll be around my birthday or even released on my birthday in February. So
good. Don't make a joke. Don't make a joke. 29. Any piece of shit won't make a joke. No? All right, cool. Keep going, Joe.
Okay. It's when Joe turns 30.
Oh, 29, not 30 yet.
No, it'll be released.
I know what I'm saying. That's
Joe.
Joe, come
on. Transitions.
I suck at every.
All right, so TJ, you picked 19, I believe.
Yes.
That is the closest number. 17 was my number. The others were 11 and 6. So, kind of like Brian's been doing. I have a cards that I got for Christmas.
Got to be better than mine.
And they're either TJ, you're gonna pick. And by the way, there's movies for each one of these, and we're gonna do a trivia game. Excuse me. All the movies I think are good. It's nothing I'm trying to joke you as. There's 2 of each.
Yeah, but you think The Room is good, and you like Neil Breen movies.
Nah, not like that though. I understand that. There's 1 of each. There's Oscar movies, a pack. There's action movies, and there's comedy classics. TJ, which deck would you like to do? Play a trivia game of with. We're gonna do 6 questions.
So our last episode we dropped is True Lies. Just dropped today, which is you already see what it is. It's an action movie. I'm going comedy classics.
Okay, comedy classics. Okay. All right.
It was Blue Streak, the last one.
All right. I'm opening.
Shut up.
I'm opening up the pack. I've never looked at these cards. All right, and it's going to work like every other. You're just going to shout your name. We're going to do, assumably, 6 of them.
After the question is read.
After the question is read.
Read.
How will I know if the question is fully read?
I'll have a full pause. You'll know.
You'll know when the natural end of a sentence occurs.
Don't fucking pause in between sentences. Then.
Okay. All right.
Just gotta power through.
All right, I'm gonna start. 1, 2, 3.
Just read them really fast. Don't pause in between sentences.
All these rules and regulations.
Jeez. All right. I need to mark the winners.
Oh yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Who directed the Royal Tenenbaums?
Brian.
I heard Brian first.
What?
Wes Anderson.
That was tough.
Yes.
Both of them said at the same time.
No, they didn't. I heard Brian first.
Because Yusef, you gotta be like, you.
All right.
Bullshit.
Brian's heart like a harder.
Leave a comment down below if you think.
Which? Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Which actress plays the titular character in Private Benjamin?
Brian. Goldie Hawn.
Okay.
I think Brian won.
Yeah.
We'll do 9, I guess. All right.
No.
All right. In which film does the main character wear a T-shirt saying "Vote for Pedro"? Yusuf.
Napoleon Dynamite.
All right.
Fuck.
I do remember that.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Which country is Borat from?
Yusef.
Yes.
Kazakhstan.
Yes.
Damn it.
My wife.
My wife.
All right. All right. I want to ask you. What do you want? No, fuck that. All right. 1, 2, 3. Which 1980 film was Harold Ramis's directorial debut?
TJ.
Yes.
Caddyshack.
Yep.
Damn. He's on the board. This is a game now.
We're at 5. We're gonna actually need to go to probably 9, possibly. This could
7.
This
tiebreaker will be the 7.
7. Okay, that's 7. We'll go to 7.
If TJ gets it, if Brian or I gets it, that's over.
We can be done now.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Which actor plays Robert De Niro's psychiatrist in Analyze This?
Brian.
I heard Yusuf.
Boom! Billy Crystal.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, baby.
Suck my dick.
All right, so
you were bad.
Yusuf,
That's fair.
Yusuf
That was
won.
Fair.
All right.
Yusuf did win. It did hit 6.
Of course.
All right.
Of course, my ass. Everybody knew that one. We all said it. We all knew it.
I said the first 2, bitch. It would be 4-2.
All right. I really wish you guys picked Oscar or action. I'll tell you what they are.
You're running.
He just said he specifically made a point to be like, I like all these movies. There's no bad choices. And then the minute we get to it, he's like, "Oh damn! I really wish you would have picked something else."
All right, Yusuf. 1 or 2?
2.
2. We will be watching Not Another Teen Movie.
Oh shit!
One of the better spoof movies that actually beat for beat has a joke. But let me name you what you missed out on.
Okay.
One of comedy was 21 Jump
Save it
Street.
for your other movies?
Nah.
Okay.
21 Jump Street. Oscars was No Country for Old Men.
Oh.
And Boogie Nights.
Oh. Go back? Can we go back?
And action.
You were the one that picked comedy.
Action was Con Air and Speed.
That's a lot of good stuff there. I do think we got the worst movie of the 6.
We truly did.
In classic Flyover fashion, we will be doing the worst movie of the 6.
Honestly, Not Another Teen Movie does it's better than it was released as. It is really it's a great.
I only remember seeing it around the time of release, so I'll be fine revisiting.
It's a great spoof.
I still enjoy the first 2 scary movies. I got it in me to enjoy this.
It's on par with those.
I prefer Find You.
I'm at
Tango1 on Twitter.
Right. I'm at TJ Dex. You guys are on flyboys.film.com. Check out our latest episode of Blue Streak and check
out TJ's underwear for a brown streak. That's the kind of comedy you can find on following me at twitter.com at Hercules.
I love is up. Bye.
Bye. Fucking